get something instead of like being singled out and people are left out. But well, today I actually already did a life purpose on my YouTube, but this is the deck. Like, I'm using all of these for them. So the life purpose is going to be in each one. Then I'm using different decks for the second pick a card. Because for the first one, we're going to be doing dormant talents that you have, possibly that were shut off from needing to work with your inner child. So we're going to use my Soul Speak Oracle deck and my Inner Child Healing Oracle, which there is a contest right now going on to win this one, as well as crystals and other stuff that are in this bundle as well. And all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube and put a diamond crystal in a comment to let me know you want to enter on your favorite video, and that's it. Hi hun, how are you doing? And the tarot for this reading is going to be the Manga Tarot. Stay there. Just trying to fall over. And then Life Purpose, as well as my other deck, Gaia's Grace, for ending affirmations. So we're going to have those as everything today. And like I said, this reading is going to be what are your dormant inner child like talents, like things that were really closed off. And basically a lot can come out here. It can show you where it got blocked for you so you can work through them, as well as what they are. So now I'm going to see what crystals I'm pulled to for you guys. I really want to do, for my first group, and I'll show you guys up close so you can see everything. This is a Selenite tower, and it has each chakra on there: the root, solar plex, sacral solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. So this Selenite tower is going to be for my first group. So if you feel really pulled to that, then I'll lay it like this so you guys can see it better. But that's going to be the first message group. The second one, I'm going to do this one. Hey Ruby! We're going to do this flower agate. Let it focus on it so we can see the pretty, because there's actually a druzy pocket in here. Everything in the background loves taken away. Oh, thanks Ruby. That's for that little logo on the left over here by where my hand is. If you guys weren't knowing what Ruby was talking about, that's a little thing for subscribers, because once I hit that, I get to add another emote for you guys. So I just wanted to put that up there for you guys. It was really annoying to get that up there. I had to do a lot of different things, so it better work over there, because it's supposed to be a live counter that counts when people subscribe, so I hope it works. But let's see, next I'm gonna do this one. Oh, thanks for following, hun. So next one we're gonna have pile 3, which has the smoky flame. Excuse you, zoom into my flame please. But this smoky flame has a lot of rainbows in it. This is smoky quartz. to make it where you guys can see the crystals while they're laying there because they're kind of longer. And let's see, what's my last one? I'm really wanting to do this one. So, final choice for your group is Caribbean Calcite. And this has like little cool caves in it and stuff if it wants to focus and actually show the caves. But it has caves that go like all throughout it. And it's natural for it to do that, which is really cool. And like always, if you're drawn to more than one, there's probably more than one message for you. Also, I will be going over their properties at the end of the readings because pretty much 100% they tend to tie into whatever the reading is. And then it kind of ties the properties in at the end, so that's always great. But we're going to be having, oh, thank you. My bot just did what I was talking about, and you can subscribe for free. You like the Smokey the most? Yeah, you gotta, this actually helps your intuition too. So whatever you're pulled to most with it, or like I said, if something is really pulling you both, obviously I'm doing this live, so if you want to listen to them, go for it. If you don't have time, I always upload these to my YouTube the next day. So tomorrow, like say if you can't stay the whole live for like both the pick-a-cards, I upload both pick-a-cards in separate videos to my YouTube for every time I do lives on here. But let's go ahead and get started with my first group for those that chose the Selenite. So let me move these guys over here. And let's see what's going on for my Selenite pile. What are your dormant talents? Let's see what comes out here. And like I said, if certain things come out that are like blockages or things to work through so you can get to these, it's pretty much like kind of what I'm expecting, to be honest, because my messages always have stuff in there about how to work through things, not just, hey, this is it, but like, how do you get there too? Okay, so, okay, we're just gonna start out with a couple flying out here. First one, we have Embrace Your Light. So already with this group, I'm starting to feel you guys have, there's something, one of your gifts is definitely bringing laughter to people. But the thing is, when you were younger, more than likely you were seen as someone who didn't listen, someone who was too rambunctious. This was something where naturally this really put a really dark cloud over your spirit, and it really dimmed it. It made you feel like it was impractical, or that like you were a nuisance. This is really trying to say that it's okay and it's safe to explore this, because a lot of you naturally, when you talk, or well, you're very animated when you talk, but naturally people get happy when they're around you, even if you're not in the best space. It's like you just have that. People might tell you you have a smile that lights up a room when you're happy, but a lot of times you might tend to hide that out of fear of judgment because of what you went through when you were younger. And the other card that fell out was Never Settle. And I feel for you guys, you have a lot of imagination, a lot of creativity. You really yearn for this this freedom, obviously breaking out of this thing that's sitting on you. It's gonna be a lot of work for you guys because of how you're so stifled with this, and I feel a lot of times you guys are so hard on yourself no matter what you create or how you create, that you shove it to this place where it's very heavily judged. You might have a lot of residual fear because no matter what you created as a child, it was never seen as something that was important, something that anyone really cared about. It was like really shoved to the side, and it made you doubt yourself and feel like you had to settle for something that wasn't what made you happy. You guys are getting a lot of messages here about just knowing, because you are worthy because you exist. Is almost feeling like you were a mistake. You could have been told that when you were young, and it's like either you were a child born when they weren't expecting a child, they weren't ready, almost feeling like that love wasn't there. You guys naturally want to make others feel better because of what you've been through, and that is a big strength. It's a gift to be able to have that compassion and come from that place and still want to help people when you've been through this kind of thing where you put this bar on yourself, and it's like for you it's very easy for you to put people on a pedestal also, and you have to be careful because you'll put their worthiness above you and your happiness because you don't see that value in yourself. Yeah, you guys have some very, you guys are very gifted, but the thing is you guys are so hard on yourselves that you really tune this out, because this red coming in here, so far from what I'm seeing, because if we're looking at all the chakras over here, you guys are getting the colors. Like, you guys might have a full-on, like, just stuck energy, and that's why you feel like it's almost like feeling like you're talentless, because there's so many things here that's saying, like, you know, it's okay. Like, you guys are kind of being nudged to at least experiment a little bit, because you guys can't even see the good you do for other people. You feel very, it's almost like you're a waste of space. So it's not even being scared to pursue. It's almost like, what's the point in doing this? Because it's not like I'm one of these people that deserve it. Like, other people deserve it more than me. Which is not the case. You have your own original essence that no one can copy, and that is something like people can try to imitate things, and this is for everybody, because we're all groups. We all need this connection to other people because we're human and we're social creatures. But at the same time, we all have this unique thing that no one else can copy. And that's why no matter what you choose to do, even if someone else has done it, so to speak, this just goes to show that you could do it and you would have your own thing. It's just, for some reason, you guys, with this never settle energy, it's almost like you're pretty much, it's like you're not happy with it, but you're settling for what you feel is your lot in life. Like, this is what you've been dealt and you're settling with it. What you're being told, you have so much more in here, but you're not going after it. Especially, like, when it comes to creativity. Some of you guys just shut that part of you, like, off. And you guys have both of these come out. Like, you guys literally have every color of the chakra out here. You have use your voice and set yourself free. Like I said, you guys are chained up to whatever this is. Some of you, your actual talent is music and singing. For some of you, it is being able to share your story is actually what your gift is, because you embracing your light is you coming out of what happened and how you went through this thing where your worth was just shoved off. Like it's like your existence wasn't important, and you being able to come out and show people you aren't alone. So you have definite talents no matter how you express your voice. And for those of you that were very put under this impression that your voice was very annoying, or maybe you were even told that you sound annoying, but there's definitely something here where you guys feel it's very hard for you. Hi, Anna. But you feel it's very hard for you guys to even speak up. And this is like being stuck in a cage for you guys. There's this huge energy that if you would just allow yourself to talk, because what you guys choose to talk about is how great other people are and how much you don't like yourself. It's like you might even be someone who is very funny, you make other people laugh, but it's through being self-deprecating. It's like you make jokes about yourself, you put yourself down, and it's like it really does hurt you when other people jump on the train and do it too. But it's like your defense mechanism to where you never open up. And like I was saying, it's your defense mechanism, this sidestepping energy. You guys always skirt around. When it starts hitting a spot, you'll make a joke to like get your way like out of it, or you'll just kind of like shrug it off like it's nothing. So let's see what's coming out for... Okay. Big thing for you guys. These two came out together. You did not do anything wrong, and you never failed. You only learned the lesson. This is really big for you guys because, like I said, you guys were definitely shoved in this place where you were made to feel that no matter what you did, it was wrong. And it wasn't. It's just that people did not understand you. You're not a failure. And like I said, some of you are just feeling this is your lot in life. Like you watch other people and you dream of being able to do what they're doing, but you're over here feeling like even wanting to dream that is wrong because of what you went through. You also have this... There's this really big foundation that was built in this. And it's hard for you guys because even your subconscious does this. This isn't just like... This could be you actually having dreams of people saying these things to you over and over again, and it just plays on repeat. And once again, it's like doubting your creativity, no matter like how you try to express it. I mean, it could have been a child with a karaoke machine. Well, okay, so no more excuses. You guys, like I said, you guys got the sidestepping and the no more excuses. You guys really are being told like, this failure mentality that you guys have is what's, and it's hard. It's not saying that it's easy, like you snap your fingers and it goes away. This is like, you know, it's hard work. But the thing is, you guys are aware of what's happening, and at least if you weren't, you're starting to become aware now. You guys have talents. What you guys shut down because of what other people told you was stupid, or like, you know, just trying to like swat you away like you were a fly when you were actually showing real talent. It's because they were insecure, or they weren't in a place where they could accept anything. And when people are like that, they push their insecurities, especially on their own children. Which is sad, but you guys are worthy of breaking this and actually living your life. You don't have to live the same thing, the same feelings. Okay, so just in case, you guys, you deserve happiness. And the reason I keep bringing up creativity a lot is you guys keep getting 3s. Like, 3 is creativity, it's expression, it's being able... And 3 is also Jupiter energy, which is very expansive energy. It's very spiritual energy. And it's about exploring and getting to understand and being optimistic. You guys, for probably most of your life, if this started in childhood, really were not on the optimistic or happy side. It's like you would try, especially for other people. You try more for other people than you do yourself. Oh, thank you for the follow, hun. Okay, well, we're just gonna come out and say it. Do not let others' opinions dim your light. Like I said, this was their opinions. It's not truth. What they were telling you is not truth. Okay, Ruby. But, just because people have opinions on this, it doesn't mean that it's true, guys. It's literally, like I said at the beginning, embrace it, and it's like, you guys have been completely pushed down and dimmed. And it's like, some of you might even know what your talent is, but it's almost like you're just shoving it into this energy. It feels like 8 of Swords energy, where you just kind of shove yourself and bind yourself in chains, which is why this set yourself free is over here. It's like you've caged yourself because of what you were brought up with, and you tried to do something normal or practical instead of pursuing your dreams. Okay, you guys are really getting it. There's freedom. We're going to talk about it, in expressing your truth. This is literally like these combined together. And this is 4. This is the number 4. This is building a new foundation, where instead of feeling like everything you did is wrong with 22-4 energy, moving into creating a new foundation and finding the freedom and expressing yourself, because that's where your talents are hidden right now. Seriously, some of you guys really know what your talents are, but you are so hard on yourselves that you feel like it's not a talent. You feel like it's a curse because you can't do anything with it. And you're so hard on yourselves that you're never allowing yourselves to even show anyone what you're thinking. And you guys are being told, like, quit making excuses for this. And for some of you, you deal with people that when you try to talk to them about what they did, they make excuses, and you don't need to deal with their excuses anymore. There's a lot about you allowing yourself to move forward and realize you're not a failure, and they're going to keep making excuses because that's where they are. The only way you're going to get to your happiness is by literally learning to express yourself without worrying about their opinions, even if they've been with you your entire life. Yeah, make your healing your priority, not this other people thing. Quit settling for people's opinions on what you're supposed to be doing and allow yourself to just express. Definitely a lot of energy here of creativity and using your voice in some way. Some of you could be really great motivational speakers just because you've been through this, and really help people actually find their light too, because you've had to search and heal so much. This could also be counseling. This could be writing books. If anything that you did, especially if you do it by yourself and it makes you happy, but it's like you don't share it, that's the thing that you're currently, yeah, drinking my water, but this right here is really trying to show you guys whatever you're doing that makes you happy that you aren't sharing with the world because you feel like it's not good enough. It is. It's more than good enough. And like, it's opinions. Your truth, like this heart's desire, your voice, your truth, all of that is your truth. Other people's opinions are just that. Yeah. See, this just jumped out. 7 of Swords. Other people's opinions are literally that. Some people that you guys dealt with, especially with this thing of you not doing anything wrong and not failing, there are people, not just like very early childhood for you guys, but like going throughout your life that actually took from you. When you would show your gifts, these people would take it and use it themselves. It's like they were stealing, and they knew they were stealing something good, and then they would put you down for what you created. And you guys have 2 cards on top of each other saying never, never. Like, it's like you guys are being doubled up on over here. And letting yourselves know that the people that did this, they were trying, they knew what they were doing. You didn't do anything to deserve it. Like, especially since this is very mental energy with this Swords energy, you guys did not deserve it. And for some of you, you're very stuck in this energy because you feel it was deserved, or you feel like it didn't belong to you, even though it came like from your heart space. You were definitely cheated out of opportunities, and it made you feel like you just weren't worthy of what it could have brought you. Like, it definitely wasn't meant for you. You got 2 of Swords. This right here is really trying to amp up this no more excuses thing. You guys need to take the blinders off. Like, you need to actually start seeing things for what they are. Like I said, you guys have a lot of headspace energy going on here. A lot of things you just run through your mind and you think about constantly. You guys need to make a decision to quit. Like, this excuse thing is coming up again. It's like you guys make excuses not to show anyone what you can do. It's like you have all these reasons why you shouldn't do it, and it's literally because you're replaying what these people did to you, the harm they caused to you. This isn't the truth, and it's definitely not your truth. This is like what they were trying to do to hurt you. Excuse you, camera. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. And you guys have the Lovers. It's really pretty in this deck. Some of you definitely, like I said, it wasn't just childhood for you guys. Some of you even had relationships that really... It's almost like you guys have relationships where you had to choose either your happiness or the relationship, and that was another thing that was just stuck on top of this. Because this, your happiness kept getting thrown away in a lot of things, and the Lovers is also the choice. It's not just relationships. This is you choosing yourself. Like, no more excuses. You're literally, you're worthy of what you want to do because you exist. You don't have to be actively, like, this huge success story to be worthy of existing. And you guys need to choose to believe this. You need to choose to believe in yourselves, because as it is, you guys really don't feel like you deserve happiness or anything for that matter with where you are. And the thing is, you guys have a lot of talent that you're squandering with this Queen of Wands reversed over here. Like, this is like a bunch of talent. Like, she's holding these huge sunflowers, bunch of creativity, big Leo energy. Leo is literally the inner child with the sun energy, that fifth house energy. This is literally the inner child coming out and saying it's suppressed. There is like the creativity, this is someone that is very generous, very fun, very charismatic. It's almost, like I said, it's lighting up a room. And some of you were very smothered out by very jealous people, and this kept carrying you to where it's like you kept having a very dim torch, so you feel like you had to do it for people to stomach being around you, because some of you feel like almost like a disgust for yourself. And this isn't your fault. Yeah, we have the Hanged Man. You guys went through a lot of pain, but this, if you guys can hear the lawn being done in the background, I'm sorry. But this Hangman coming out here with this energy is saying going through a lot of pain, really being bound by the things, but then learning through this huge amount of wisdom. This could also be the turning point for you guys, where you look back and you make that decision with the wisdom you gained, and you're able to see your way out. You're able to see the light and where you can be fully in it instead of fearing it. Because some of you, like, you really fear your potential. And then you have strength coming out reversed. Having this right after the Hangman is really about vulnerability. This is changing the way you view strength. Some of you really view strength as this thing that is only there when there's no emotion, or when you're like in control and like all these things. When you guys actually have most, if not all, of your creativity is in your emotions, and you guys block it off mentally. Especially if you were told, like, you know, if you were a very sensitive child and you were told you were weak, when that is a strength. Like I said, some of you are very empathic, and you can feel when people aren't well, and you try to brighten them up. You know exactly what needs to be said. You have power in your voice, guys. However you choose to use it and to connect to people. When you're vulnerable, because learning this energy, whenever you're vulnerable and you're expressing that, it immediately connects to people, and there's a lot of power in it. You have talents that manifest from this. So if you're not using it, that's why it's going to feel like there's nothing there, because that's where all of it's residing. And then for bottom of the deck, you guys have the Chariot. It's Cancer energy. Strength. We have more Leo energy, Queen of Wands, Leo energy, Gemini energy with the Lovers, like a lot of air energy over here. You guys have this very bright light that's dimmed, because both of these Leo energies are dim, so it's like your light's dimmed. But you're very mental. You need to start using, I feel like some of you guys are so detailed with your mental. You see things that other people don't even see, and you beat yourselves up, and that's why you don't do anything. Like, you find something wrong with it before you do it, and it's the needing to change that, like, you know, Chariot energy, move forward, nurture yourself, nurture your gifts. Don't allow others to take this from you. It's in learning that this vulnerability is also a strength of yours, that you're going to be able to really bring out those gifts. So let's see what comes out with these life purpose cards also. is going to come out with career change. For some of you, like I said, you really feel like this is your lot in life and this is what you're going to do because it's the practical thing. But you're being told no, that's not everything for you. It's like going after what you desire and you deserve, and you literally got be true to your heart's desire over here. So, excuse you, come back down to earth here, camera. But, yeah, some of you are feeling very unfulfilled in what you're doing right now. Teaching. Something you have to use your voice for, inspiring young people to learn whatever facet that's in. And you see the angel wings on her. Like, people look to you guys like hope, because seeing where you come from and then being able to connect but also realize they can be themselves is a very empowering thing, because that's pretty much what you guys bring with your voice and what stories you have to share. You have animals, and this is talking about your intuitive gifts also and your inner guidance. Like, you guys really are in tune and, like I said, sensitive. Usually people that really connect to animals are highly sensitive. Like, they are looked at like, oh, like, why do you care about this, that, and the other thing? Like, they're just animals. But it's because you have that energy. Some of you, you definitely, the way you heal and the way you start opening up is through, like, pets, through taking care of animals that are sick and things, because it's almost like not being judged is what starts helping you heal yourself. And plus, taking care of something else that is not like judgmental, is unconditional love coming from an animal. It's like you're learning what that feels like instead of this like take energy. Like, you're learning what getting love back feels like, because for some of you, you really have only had some really rough relationships in your lives. You have yoga. You guys are getting a lot about like teaching people, but also this combining with everything is saying, like, you know, get more grounded, like feel at home in your body, because once again, like this like the Selenite tower, the yoga has all of the alignment with the chakra system. You guys are just being told, like, you're very blocked off because this inner child energy is just shut down. And you're pretty much getting all these things showing you, and with the huge ringing in my ear, that was beautiful. But you guys are getting shown all these things that are trying to help you open it. Like I said, for some of you, you really know what your talent is and just how much you are running from it. And it's scary, because it's almost like, what if you've run from it for so long that, you know, you really fear going after it, like it possibly becoming a career, because what if it gets messed up? It's like, that's your heart's desire falling to pieces. And the thing is, you got to change your perspective on this. Like, you guys are stuck in this hole where you're just squandering it. You got nutrition. You guys are really connected, but also probably would make really good chefs. Some of you get very creative with, you're very, like I said, you guys have a lot of creativity in a lot of ways. Like, using your voice, like, you could have like a freaking platform where you actually talk about these things. Like, these are all different types of topics that people are very interested in. Like, and if you've been told your voice is annoying and people don't want to hear you talk, like, screw them. Like, for real. Like, this energy, and I'm sorry my camera keeps doing that, but this energy is from people that were trying to steal from you. The people's voices you have in your head that are telling you this is annoying, that's not good, that won't work, are people that were trying to steal from you. They were trying to steal your ideas, your identity, because they were not confident in what they had. So they made you feel insecure and confident in order to hush you. But you guys naturally are very tuned into the body. You're tuned into the environment. You're tuned into how people process things, which is a talent in itself, because being able to look at someone and understand where something isn't clicking is not something everybody can do. And you being able to talk to someone and disarm them and make them feel like they're safe is also a huge gift, which is why your voice is so powerful no matter what you choose to do with it. It's because of what emotion comes out in your voice. In music, like I said, some of you, it's straight up music. Some of you it's singing, writing, whatever it is, but however you connect to it, it's healing for you and other people. And it literally says that on the card. Like, it's healing for both. All these things, it's like however you choose to do this, it's healing for you as well as other people. And energy healing. Once again, someone that has like all 7 of them, are you going to focus? All 7 of the chakras, like the selenite over here going on. You guys are really being told to balance out your stuff. But it literally says you guys have natural healing abilities. Like, they're just innate in you. And they're an important part of your purpose. Like, you being able to do this, and they're attached to your voice. They are literally attached to them. Like, you being able to free it and allow yourself to talk and express yourself is what's going to allow you to step into this. Because if you're doing things and just keeping them to yourself or keeping them very private, that's why these opportunities for changing your career aren't showing up. It's because this energy is just blocking you. Like, as soon as you start trusting it, it's like it's going to open up, and whichever, it could be a combination of things, are going to start flooding through. And oh my gosh, guys, bottom of the deck, heart's desires. We're going to go back to it again. You're supported, guys. You really are. You're being told to do this thing that people told you was wrong, and that it's like you guys were dimmed so hard that you're pretty much being given like this confidence booster where it's like, come on guys, quit making excuses and using what people told you. It was their opinions, it's not the truth. It's like, you can do this. Quit being scared of your own power here, because this is kind of what's happening here. You're afraid of what will change once you actually start saying things. And then you guys have, oh, come on, focus. But you guys have lean, which is sometimes a sturdy tree is all you need. This camera isn't wanna, there we go. It's being picky today. And I feel like for you guys, what this is trying to say is, once you start becoming more sure in yourself and you're able to kind of lean on that, that's when this is going to start coming in. It's not like you guys need, I mean, I know you guys got the Chariot, but that's telling you guys to start taking action. It's not saying run out and do something that puts your life in jeopardy. It's like you guys are being told to start moving towards what's important to you and nourishes your soul, instead of this thing and feeling like this is all that's gonna happen and it's all you get, and that, yeah. And you guys have solitude. Have an island only you can reach when you need the beach. This is, like I was saying, there is something you guys do when you're all by yourself that makes you happy. It's your own personal little island that you have, that you go through, your imagination, your creative space. And it's okay to create here. You don't need to create around a whole bunch of people. Like, most creative people are very introverted and they want to do stuff on their own instead of in groups of people. But at the same time, it's saying don't be afraid of sharing these things. Whatever you create in solitude, whatever you grow used to and feel strong in, that's what's going to change and open up doors for you. Start sharing it instead of fearing it. But that doesn't mean you gotta like make a platform where you're sharing how you create your stuff. Like that's your own personal practice. It's almost sacred to you guys, and you don't need to share that. And then you have cherish. There can be many blossoms on a bush, but the same one never blooms twice. This is exactly what I told you guys about, like, some of you really feel like, you know, others do it better. I'm just going to be doing the same thing. Your light is different from everybody. So you comparing yourself and saying what you do is going to be the same thing is literally like these lies you've been told. The same bloom will never bloom twice. It's just not going to happen. Once a bloom is gone, a bloom is gone, and it can't be repeated. Other blooms can look like it, but it's never going to be the same one. And then you guys have courage. Do not be afraid to grow where there is only concrete. This is like the whole thing for you guys. Like, this entire thing is just like having the courage to really step out and do it, even though like for some of you it's going to mean like this career change where you just start moving into understanding this as soon as you open up to it. But you have to have the courage to trust yourself and raise the bar, because this settling energy, you guys have to take that off of yourselves, and it's very scary. But you need to free yourself from these things you binded yourself with. Because whatever you got cheated out of in the past, whatever happened to you that really hurt you, there's new relationships and new energy trying to come in that want to help you. They want to see you succeed. They're not going to be the same thing. You don't have to keep dimming yourself. Like, you guys are starting to find people, if not, you're going to be finding people that really connect to your story, to your music, to anything you're using your voice for, any type of way you're expressing yourself. Because when I'm saying your voice, it doesn't, even though for some of you it's quite literally like the sound of your voice or speaking, your voice can be demonstrated in a lot of ways. It's just literally your expression. It could be painting, it can be writing. Your voice comes out in what you do, and it's very strong what you have to say. And like I said, you guys kept getting this alignment energy, and you even chose this tower with the alignment energy I talked about at first. You guys have a lot of energy of just aligning yourselves. You need to go through each one. Though this really seems more fear-based, so definitely I would say start... Oh, thanks for the follow, hun. I would definitely say start with the base here, because you guys have all 7 on here. So start from your base, from your root, and start working on your security and your grounding. Because as it is, like, you guys are very intuitive, so you might actually have the uppers open, but it's feeling very blocked off, and your creativity, all this middle energy is very blocked off, and you need to start by grounding yourself in order to understand how to tap into this. But selenite itself, the crystal, is one that is very protective. It's very cleansing. It helps with alignment and removing blockages, clearing out negative energies. It also is associated with angels and is known as like the angel stone, because if your belief systems, you do believe in the archangels or angels, this is more for you to be able to connect, to understand the messages. This is something that's very high energy with the third eye. But like I said, it connects everything. It's really an all-purpose thing. It cleanses itself, and that in itself is a lesson for you guys, is knowing that you are in control of your body, your healing, your voice, everything. This is like you taking control and knowing that you can change these factors yourself. You don't need to depend on anybody to do it. But that's what I had for my Selenite group. My next group is going to be my flower agate flames. So those of you that were really drawn to the flower agate, this is going to be your reading once I can sit it over there. Okay. So let's see what your dormant talents are, and if you're having trouble accessing them, let's find out why. First one out for you guys, I'm just gonna throw it straight out there. It's like, be true to your heart's desires. And what this is telling me is you guys, like, out the gate, you're not being honest with yourselves about what you want. Some of you probably have this thing where you've changed your mind multiple times and you're actually struggling to know what you actually want and feeling very like out of place because you feel you've tried so many things. But what this is saying is you guys are running off and trying to find these things. You're very scattered and you keep having, like, this is reminding me of very like push energy without thinking. Some of you really need to sit and be more receptive to understand what you really want instead of just pushing yourself and saying, well, that didn't work, that didn't work. It's like you guys are very hard on yourselves with that. These are trying to jump out at me. Let's see what these are. Okay, obviously, like I said, you guys are pushers, but you're being told not to give up. Some of you have been pushing so much and getting this no over and over again that you're kind of getting to the point where you're like, well, obviously this isn't going to work for me. It's just you guys are putting your energy into so many things instead of allowing yourself to sit and really understand what it is you want. You're not being told to just quit. Some of you might have already like tried what it is, but it's like the way you tried it wasn't really it's not like correct. That's not like the right word, but it wasn't the most beneficial. So it's almost like you didn't get back what effort you were putting into it, so it made you stop and not want to keep pursuing it, and then you tried something else and you forgot about it. For some of you, you had, that's going to go sliding somewhere. For some of you, you had something that you've wanted, obviously, because this is dormant gifts from when you were young. Some of you really showed these gifts when you were very young, but it was due to circumstances, it was forced out of you. And it's like you kept trying to keep up this gift, though. It wasn't like you wanted to let go. And you're still being told not to let go because some of you are getting very beaten down. There's a lot of one energy for you guys, though. This is, the reason this is hard for you guys is it's pioneering energy. You guys are having to start something up yourself. Some of you might actually have gifts as being entrepreneurs or like owning your own business. And it's hard for you because of all the pushback you're getting. But I have a feeling it doesn't have to do with your talent. You're very talented. You know what you're doing. It's possibly could be something where you need to pull others in to help you, because either possibly you don't know how to market yourself, or you don't know how to make a website, or like things that are like technical, or whatever it is that really isn't your forte, but you have like this really good talent that you want to put out there, but it's not being received. So it's almost like, why am I doing this? And you guys have your gifts are awakening. So like I said, some of you you're being told not to give up because more stuff is like I said, you guys just aren't pulling it from the right place. And you're going to come more into this, but you guys are spreading yourselves thin, doing what really doesn't light you up. Like, some of you might possibly really hate posting pictures of your shit. It might be beautiful, or videos, or whatever it is. Hello. It can be a lot of different things, but you guys are just tired of the part where it's tedious, whereas some other people love that shit. They do it for a job because they love it, but for you it annoys you. You just want to create things, and it's making you feel like you're done, like you don't want to do it anymore, and you're being told no, like more's on the way here. You guys need to hang on a little bit, but you need to bring in oh, hello. It's going good. We're doing the pick-a-cards right now, and we're in the second pile. So, but you guys are definitely in this thing where you're coming into more gifts. Some of you already, it's like you've tried creating something that's very unique already, but there's been like pushback, and that's why you're feeling like things are stuck. You guys just need to pull in people that will help you deal with the stuff you don't like. That's not part of, oh, that one flipped out. That's not part of what you want to do over here. Yeah, you guys are really coming into this space. Like, you guys definitely know you have something, like, no joke, and you're getting more. For some reason, having these gifts and your voice like right next to each other is really connecting that throat with the third eye kind of energy. So this could be some psychic abilities, like quite literally for some of you. Getting that divine inspiration, so to speak. That's why you get bored when it comes to trying to put your stuff out there, because you just want to be a creative. You don't want to do this other stuff that other people might really enjoy. But you gotta like branch out and network a little bit. This use your voice is reminding me of like networking energy. Like, you guys need to get out and start doing this and finding people that can help you with what annoys you, so you can just be creative to what you're getting. Oh, this is for everyone, hun. This is pick a card. Like, there's 4 groups. This is the second group, and there's still 2 more after this one. So it's just kind of like, if you come in, there might be messages for you already, but there's still more if they're not resonating quite yet with you. And you guys have growth happens in the darkest places. So yeah, you guys are getting really down on yourselves. Like, you guys really have this fiery thing. Like, you have more ones over here. You have this fiery stuff you're trying to create and everything, but you guys definitely get very down and start doubting yourselves because people aren't noticing it. And it's not because you're not good at it. You're really good at it. It's just that you need to talk to people. Just use your voice. You guys need to network and talk to people that can actually help get you out there, because putting yourself out there isn't your forte. You're good at the creation part. You're good at making the new things and being very like unique in how you create your things, but you aren't good in doing the actual promotion aspect. You guys need, the reason you're so blocked off with it is because you need to start learning how to network. Literally, dream bigger. You guys are 1s and 3s. You're a bunch of pioneering new energy that is very expressive and very entertaining. So, yes, you guys are talented, and you're getting more talents coming in, but you guys have to find people that can help you get it out there, is pretty much what it is. Because you guys are struggling in that aspect, and it's making you feel like you are doing the wrong thing. No more excuses. You guys are being told, don't give up. It's like some of you are making the excuse because it's not picking up. Obviously, it's not what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like, no, that's not what's going on here. Once again, you guys have more threes. Don't create excuses either. You guys are a lot more fierce than this. Embrace your gifts. Like I said, you guys have these music notes going too, and use your voice. Some of you have very expressive, not just like in your gifts, but some of your gifts are very musical. But this right here is like, instead of looking like I don't have these things, you need to embrace what you do have and do the networking, like I said, to find the people that will help you. Because your gifts don't revolve around this type of energy, being able to put your stuff on platforms and get attention, the hashtags, the algorithms. You guys are like, I don't care about that, and you're just putting your talents out there and they're being ignored, and you're like, God, I must suck. And it's not true. You guys are very talented, but it's like you're getting on the verge of giving up because of the fact that you feel like no one's hearing you. Your sensitivity is your strength. So yeah, some of you are, with you having new gifts coming out here, some of you really have a hard time with the fact, I mean, let's put it this way. You guys have an uncanny ability of connecting to people with what you do. Even though people can't find you, which is what I keep feeling here. People cannot find you because you need someone to help you with this, or multiple people. You need people to help you. But at the same time, your vulnerability, I feel like some of you guys, it's really hard for you to show it because you guys really see it as a weakness. You see needing to ask for help, needing to ask others, like, you know, I can't do this. We aren't supposed to do everything. We all have like our unique things. You guys have your unique things that you're supposed to be embracing over here. But being vulnerable and opening up is also a gift in itself. You being able to open up and say, you know what, I need someone to help me, is a strength, because that's you seeing what your gifts are and acknowledging what someone else's gifts are, which really goes a long way. And that's a lot of growth. And you guys have this growth energy over here. For some of you, it really makes you feel like a failure to have to ask other people for help. Then we have your journey holds so much power. You guys are powerhouses. Like, there's not any doubt in my mind that you guys aren't very capable at what you do. Also because of how you had to get here, it really highlights your gifts. Like, you have a lot of story and oomph behind what you do, and that's why people can connect to it. But like I said, you guys really have this thing where, like, you're, as much as you're a pioneer, you need to have people helping you. You came to see it, and then you get the link to it too. You came to see my oracle. But the freedom in expressing your truth, coming out with the use your voice energy. You guys, this energy, having the same colors happening here, is really letting you guys know you need to find that security in knowing what your gifts are, and then honoring people for their gifts also. Because that is going to bring you a lot more than you being stubborn and just being like, I can do it myself. There are people that know how to do it that will definitely shove you out there because they believe in you. And that's like a really huge thing that some of you guys need to let go of. Well then, Just gonna get a complete throw out with this. This growth happening in dark places for you. Like, this is a really dark place for some of you. Not being a mistake. Like I said, some of you guys get very harsh on yourselves because no one's noticing. And it's like, if I'm so good at this, then why is this happening? Obviously, this was a mistake that I was given this thing because it's just not happening. And you're literally being told that, like, this darkness over here, you're growing. You're learning, like, you notice how colorful these are? You guys are learning to open up and embrace things. The darkness comes from you thinking that what you have done is a mistake and that you're a mistake because you can't make it happen when you're comparing yourself. For one, cut off the comparison stuff because, like I said, you guys have a lot of one energy, very pioneering energy. You're not going to be copycats. This right here is you guys understanding that just because you can't do it all does not mean you're a mistake. There's no, like, one person circus that does every single act that there is. Like, you burn out. This is why I'm saying you guys need to get used. Oh, cool, awesome, thanks, Ruby. But show up for yourself like you do for others. You guys really, like, I feel like you guys can see other people's gifts, and like I said, that comparison where you guys are like, man, they're so good at doing this. You might actually have friends that have viral things that happened, and you're like, what the hell am I doing wrong? Like, quite literally, like, you're like, I'm doing the exact same thing, I'm using the exact same whatever. It's like, it's just not happening here. Like, what the hell am I doing wrong? And it's because you're not supposed to be doing the same thing. If anything, you can ask them to do that part of it for you, and you just do your creative stuff. If they're so good and that's their gift, is like literally making things blow up, have them help you blow things up with the correct stuff. Because it might just be that they have the touch for making things blow up and you have the touch for what your talent is, and that's all you need is some help here. So let's see. What's going on for you guys with this? Six of Wands. Like I said, you guys are like, where the frick is my recognition? You guys are like seriously on this thing where it's like, why the hell aren't people seeing me more? Like, you guys are like really in this boat of what the fuck is pretty much what you're thinking. But the thing is, there's people around this person. This isn't like just a lone person. There's people like walking around. Like, there's even this person down here that's walking beside them. This really makes me feel like there is someone that you're not paying attention to that could really help you. And it could definitely be the person that you're freaking jealous of because you're like, why can't I get my shit to work? And it's like, it's because you're supposed to acknowledge the people. More than likely, whoever this is really wants to help you. It could be more than one person. But just because you're not good at networking or making things stick, like, doesn't mean there's people around you that aren't, and that you can, like, be vulnerable and open up and say, hey, can you help me with this? Because I honestly feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, that's the way you're gonna get noticed, is to start opening up and embracing what you can do instead of being like, I can't do this. Oh, you had a jump. Oh my gosh, you had these two jump out together. You guys are very stubborn. Look at this Hangman reverse here. You guys are very stubborn. But at the same time, you have strength coming out, with sensitivity being your strength. You guys, the longer you're stubborn and you don't open up and you're not vulnerable about wanting this help, the longer you're going to be sitting here and not blowing up with whatever you're doing. For some of you, I really feel like this is like, I keep saying blowing up and viral. I feel like a lot of you are doing platform shit. just because of how this keeps coming out of my mouth. But some of you, honestly, what the problem is, it's not that you're not talented, it's not that you're not good at what you do, it's quite literally like you don't have the touch for making things pop off. Like, you just need someone to help you that has that touch. So don't be afraid to speak up and to have like that strength with understanding that you hold a lot of power, and more than likely the person you're going to ask for help actually wants you to. They want you to get big, because it's like they're watching you and wondering why you're small too. Like, what the fuck? And see, look at this. You guys have the Five of Pentacles reversed. This is like you coming out of this thing of like, this Five of Pentacles is very lonely, destitute energy. Having it reversed is like coming out and being, once again, some Six of Wands energy, coming out, being on top, but also being a part of something. It's not being alone. And that's a huge thing for you guys, is realizing, quit trying to do everything alone. You guys really have this chip on your shoulder about having to do things yourself. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and throw this at you guys too. So we have the Two of Pentacles, which I love in this deck. It's like she's dancing so pretty. I really love how she looks. But you guys have it in this reverse thing, and usually it's like Two of Pentacles is like you're balancing options, not sure what to choose. You guys know what you want having this reverse. You're not trying to choose, you know what you want. But the thing is, it needs to be gone about a different way. Like I told you guys in the very beginning of this reading, this Ace of Pentacles is new energy. And the thing is, you're down here all happy, and then there's someone helping you. There is a helping hand. This isn't like that Ace of Pentacles where there's only like a hand giving something. Like, you're in the picture and something's being handed to you. So, and this is like an opportunity. This is a lot. This really feels a whole lot like work, to be honest with you. It's like the recognition, being that, like I said, you guys have natural like entrepreneur type energy. It's just you guys have to realize that you can pioneer and then still have people help you. There's not this thing, a rule somewhere that's like you have to be a success story that only you do. There's some people that do that, where they're the complete success story of the entire damn thing and they did everything themselves. But you don't have to do that. You can be celebrated by people that help you while you're on your journey with this, instead of like trying to do it all yourselves. And then you guys having the Devil coming up over here as the bottom of the deck. You guys, like I said, you're very stubborn. Some of you, what this is you need, like I said, this energy of needing to change your perspective and having a very hard time doing it is pretty much you being stuck on vices. You really, this is a need to open. This is a need to come out, be vulnerable, say you need help, so that way your talents that you've pretty much gotten to the point of perfecting at this point, because literally no one's been noticing you while you were perfecting it, and you've just been working at it and working at it and working at it over and over again. It's like you've probably changed it, like I said, a million times, and you're like, why hasn't this taken off? And it's not because you suck, because some of you are starting to feel like you suck. It's not that you suck, it's because you need someone to come in whose gift is literally to help you open this up, because you're going to get recognition. It's there. Like, you have all this stuff about coming out and knowing what you want and stuff being given, but you got to change this thing over here about like you're not gifted because you can't do the whole damn thing. There's a reason why you guys are being shown that you can have people come in and help you. And it's probably because it's going to be bigger than you can handle, which is why you're going to need help. And like I said, for some of you guys, it is music. So we have music. Just as a confirmation for that one. Oh my gosh, cards, stop. thank you, hun. We have let go. Some of you guys, like I said, this hangman energy, you guys are really being shown that you need to let go of this freaking mentality you guys have. Like, just wanting to give up because you can't do everything yourself. Like, you guys are very stuck. You guys have nutrition. This makes me feel like this isn't really a gift thing. I think this is telling some of you guys, you guys need to pay attention to what you're feeding yourselves. And I'm not just talking about food, because this perception energy over here, what you guys, like I said, this mistake energy, this very dark energy you guys have over here, the only way it's going to change is if you start allowing yourself to be more vulnerable, literally allow yourself to see what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and how you can help yourself by opening up to someone that complements your weaknesses, because we all have these things. We find people that complement us in the best way when we're open to receiving this. Some of you have some big hang-ups on how you talk to yourselves, or this could be the music you listen to keeps reaffirming to yourself. Like, maybe you listen to podcasts or you listen to music where it's like, I'm self-made, I did everything. Well, you don't know if they actually had people helping them with marketing. Yeah, they might be self-made in their like creative thing they did, but what if they had someone helping them put their videos up or take their pictures or whatever it is, edit, Photoshop, you know, quite possibly they had people helping. So it's like there's a lot of background to things that you need to kind of open yourself to. Especially if you've been doing this for a while and you're feeling like very stuck right now. And you got support. Some of you seeing this this symbol up here is making me think you guys are naturally gifted when it comes to science and medicine as well. And it could be some new things you guys are coming into, this sensitivity. But you guys really need to understand, because this Five of Pentacles energy being reversed is like, so allow yourself to receive support. Like, literally allow it. Like, speak up and say, you know what? I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing when it comes to what I can do, but I don't know what I'm doing outside of that. I don't know how to make anything fit somewhere. I don't know how to market myself. I don't know how to get, like, if it's like school for medical stuff, I don't know how to make my application look good. Like, some of you guys have very natural talent, but you don't know how to put yourself out to where you get noticed. And you just need someone who compliments you and can do that. Writing. Very inspiring and entertaining. You guys just naturally have some really beautiful gifts. It's just you're too stuck on needing to do everything yourself. I mean, natural teaching, natural entertaining, natural music gifts, writing, just a whole lot coming through here. Some of you have psychic abilities too. I mean, we all have our intuition and things, but some people are just really tuned into a really weird frequency where, I mean, I'm over here, I'm tuned into a weird frequency. I'm not calling anyone weird. I'm definitely on the weird boat. But we're all tuned in different ways, and people in this group could definitely have their own thing where it's just like, hey, I'm really tuned in, but I don't know how to show this. I don't know how to get people to notice it, and I keep being told people need to notice it, but I don't know how to do it. It's because you're supposed to have people come in to help you instead of trying to do it all yourself. Okay, so heart's desires coming out over here once again. Like, keep doing what you're doing. You're not doing the wrong thing. You just need someone literally to help you network. It's what it is. It's all it is getting over the fact that it is not weak that you don't know how to make people see you on an algorithm. Like, there's people that literally make careers out of doing that because that's what they know how to do. You guys, like, usually when you're, like, really creative, you're not good at doing this side of it. It's just, like, all your stuff goes to being creative and hoping either someone helps you or hoping something blows up because you don't know how to deal with it. Speaker, like I was saying, I was really filling platforms for you guys, but skills of oration, writing, all these different things here, music, there's just so much over here you guys can do. And you love doing it is the whole thing, and you guys are go-getters, but you're really pissed off that you can't do this part, and you're really stifling yourselves because of it. And it's like some of you need the chill. You have like this yoga thing over here. Some of you are just gifted, like having this nutrition yoga thing too. With having a certain lifestyle, it's probably that you this really seems like a lot of different platforms that like have different avenues that can be put out there and picked up, but for some reason it's not happening, and you guys are like, do I need to let go of this? Is this not what I'm supposed to be doing? And just do something else. And it's like, no, that's not the thing here. Don't go giving up and doing that. That's not what this is saying. It's saying you need someone to come in and start helping you in the area where it's not your strength, and realizing that it doesn't make you a failure when you do that. Destiny for you guys. Plant yourself in fertile soil, nurture your deepest desires, and watch your dreams grow. You guys you're doing the right thing. It's almost like you guys need some fertilizer from somebody to help you. Seriously, like, there is a big thing here. Like, you guys are doing the heart desire, you're doing the destiny, you're really following it, but it's like you need someone or multiple someones that are going to help you reach that notoriety. And you had these two come out together. So we have drowning. When the water seems too deep, lay back and allow yourself to float. And then forgive. Even the sun causes flowers to wilt, so be more kind to yourself. You guys are definitely way too hard on yourselves over here. This is like a big thing about like learning to let go of this harsh energy on yourselves. Oh, sorry, I kind of bumped the camera a little bit. Come on. Stop shaking. Okay. And it's still wanting to shake. Okay, just look like you're having an earthquake. That's fine. And then acceptance. Hold the lilies, welcome death to what would never be. Some of you guys really need to accept the facts, because you guys are struggling over here. Some of you really need to accept the fact that you're not going to be the one-man show. You're more than likely, obviously, if there are sirens going off like crazy outside my house, but just let them go by. Okay. Some of you really need to accept the fact that you're not going to be the one-person show. This doesn't mean that whoever helps you is going to be like, I need my face on your brand or whatever. This is like, you're still going to be whatever you're creating. It's just you need to accept the fact that you're not going to be the be-all, end-all of the entire thing. There's going to be stuff going on in the background, and that does not make you a failure. Just because you have stuff going on in the background, whether it's people editing things for you, whether it's people helping you market yourself, whatever it is, people helping you spruce up resumes, whatever you need to do, whatever you need help with, accepting that that's not part of your repertoire is okay. It's a good thing, actually, because it frees you guys up to be more creative. And I said it frees you guys up to be more creative, and the bottom of the deck is freedom. Fly higher than you imagined. Free fall, the wind will catch you. Once again, we have something here about something else coming in and helping you guys. The wind coming in and catching you guys. It's like none of this is dealing with you guys doing it on your own. Like, you guys, like I said, you have your talents. You're naturally very talented. But you need to see where all of your talent can be more useful and where you can use other people's talents. And then you can give back to them by, you know, shouting them out and saying, hey, this person helped me, and then it helps them with what they love doing. It's like that give and take of energy. So it's not like, oh, I'm dependent. It's like you're helping with what you grow as well. It's like the give and take balance. But the crystal for this group was the flower agate, which this in itself, because of its pink color, is a lot about self-love, having more compassion for yourself, which you guys seem to be pretty hard with here. But flower agate is also the stone of people, like if you're starting businesses, if you're trying to grow this kind of energy, if you're trying to have a more loving space. This could also be like you trying to have a calmer, more productive work environment. Hello, I'm good. How are you doing? But this is really meant to allow you to express your creativity. Like, flower agate's like all about doing a whole bunch of stuff. But it's also grounding, it's protecting, it's really allowing you to blossom quite literally with this. I mean, it's called flower agate for a reason. It's all about allowing forgiveness, compassion for yourself, and realizing your creativity is the way it is for a reason, and you being able to be kind enough to yourself. And it's being kind to someone else to acknowledge their gifts as well, and that goes full on like around in a circle, and it's really good karma. So don't be down on yourselves if you don't have like literally every single tool that exists to make your empire, so to speak. You guys have the creativity. You need someone to help you with the networking. You have a lot that you guys are working on. You just need someone to help you get your name out there. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so next group. My Smokey Quartz, Flame. This is going to be your reading. Oh, thanks, son. So let's see what's gonna come out for you guys. Yeah, I have blue, purple, pink. It's blue and purple mostly, and I have pink and green, like, kind of highlights in it. Or ribbons, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, first thing out for you guys. We have honor your boundaries. And immediately what this is telling me is you guys are like expending your energy so much on other people that you're just completely stifling yourselves. A lot of your gifts come from you being able to stand up for yourself. And I don't think this group has really realized that potential yet. You have bittersweet endings. I don't know why for some of you this made me think of cooking, but obviously it's not that kind of card, but it made me think you guys might have some cooking things going on with you guys, like possibly really good at decorating and things like that, very eye-catching. But having this right next to each other is really speaking volumes about you honoring yourself. Means some things are going to have to end, and you guys have been really carrying around some relationships, some possible career energy. There's something you guys are carrying with yourself that is really disrespectful to your own energy, and it's making it to where you're very stifled. And if you're having trouble with accessing your talents or feeling like, you know, there's nothing there, it's literally because you have all this energy taking up your time, and you're not giving yourself any space to even start something. Even if you have stuff in mind you want to do, it's like you have no time for it. You guys need to speak up. Like, speaking your truth, honoring your boundaries, and this is a whole lot of you guys. Like, your gifts really lie in your ability to speak up for yourself and stand in your power. Like, otherwise, it's like, it's just buried. And this is probably because your boundaries and you doing this teaches you that fire you need to go after what you want. For some reason, this is making me think of like an advocator type energy, like people that stand up for other people. Obviously, you're not going to be able to stand up for other people if you can't stand up for yourself. You guys are getting a lot of heavy energy coming out here. Having growth happening in the darkest places coming out too. You guys are... I feel like you guys have talents, but the thing is, what this seems like this reading is starting to go to focus on for you guys is the fact that, you know, these talents aren't going to come out of being dormant unless you start working on this, because you're being sucked dry, and you're very aware of you being sucked dry. Oh my gosh, I don't know how many times you guys are gonna, but sweet release, once again, I saw a cupcake in my head, but I don't know why. But seriously, some of you really need to start saying something. Like, this is like very heavy energy. It's gonna feel very harsh, but in the end you guys are gonna realize, like, with how it goes from bittersweet to sweet is like just how beautiful it is to finally be in this place. Oh, thanks for following, hun. For you to finally be in this place is gonna be where it starts happening. And I feel like with how heavy this energy is, oh wow. Yeah, so you guys need to release some shit. Like, you have some good people coming in. This bottom of the deck energy. You can't have this new beautiful energy come in if you guys aren't putting endings to the stuff that is literally hurting you over here. And this is a group one, hun. Wow. Okay, some of you are gonna get quite literally told. Like, some of you, the reason you're having trouble with this is you feel like you're making excuses for these people when they knew what they were doing to you. It's like you're trying to come up with reasons why they would do something, like they wouldn't do this to you. You guys, like, the reason you're being told to release these things is you're sorry about that haziness there, but you guys are being told that you making excuses for people is not the way to go here. See? Your passion is your path. It is quite literally, you guys are gonna have to leave this energy behind in order to pursue your passion. This is literally, they knew what they were doing, and you're over here like, you have to put up your boundaries and grow and actually say, like, you know, this is it. Like, I feel like you guys really have this problem with creating boundaries, and you've been stepped on so much that just thinking of doing this in itself is like, you're being told, like, you guys really don't understand. Like, this is, your life is filled with never-ending creative opportunities. This right here is letting you guys know, some of you really feel like there is nothing for you. And this over here is letting you know there is, but you're completely blocking it because you're making excuses for somebody treating you horrible, or multiple people. Because you guys had that soul family energy wanting to come in. These people that want to support you and really build you up can't really come in and be a part of your life if there's no space for them. You guys have no space for them with this muddled up thing that you're making excuses for. Your body is yours no matter what the past holds. Some of you have some really, like I said, this is some really deep energy with this pile. You guys make very heavy excuses for some people. Some of you have a hard time honoring your boundaries when it comes to your body because of what's happened. The reason there's so much release here is the only way you're going to be able to take your power back is through releasing not only the relationship or whatever it is to this person or people, but also reclaiming your body as something that you love, because this is really making me feel like you just toss your body to whatever. It's like it never belonged to me, and it never will, kind of thing. And you making excuses for people is literally closing in everything you want to do and just making it to where you're not worth it to yourself. Okay, you guys are, it will get better. You guys are really being, I don't know why, but I'm really feeling mothering energy right now. It's almost like this really compassionate energy where it's like trying to show you guys, like, this talent reading for this group is literally turning into a thing where it's almost like a mothering energy is trying to come through and coach you on how to work through this. They're trying to show you how to wrap yourself with compassion and allow yourself to let go of this and know that things are going to get better and things will change. And these two came out together. You have your sensitivity is your strength, and others' pain is not your responsibility. Now, I really want to say something here. For those of you that this is a very touchy, traumatic subject, and you guys know what I'm talking about, if this is you with your body and they knew what they were doing, it's complete bullshit if they're making it seem like it was your fault, and it hurts them that they did it to you. That is complete bullshit. And I want to kick someone's ass, just flat out there, because what's in the middle is you knowing that you are worthy of going after these things, but it's surrounded by all this thing of feeling like you're a weak person and that it's your responsibility that this happened to you. Like being told what you were wearing was your fault. Like, it's bullshit. I'm sorry. Like, this makes me kind of angry right here. And that's why I think this energy is coming through like it is. Whatever you guys went through was not your fault. It's not your responsibility. And Like this card says, they knew what they were doing. It is not your fault. But it's gonna get better. I know this is really harsh, and this really hits a personal chord with me, so that's why I'm kind of mad. But you guys should never feel like you're not worthy of going after what you believe in because someone made you believe that's something they did because they are weak people is your fault. And bottom of the deck, you're weird. Love your weird. No one else has it. You guys are really being told to embrace yourself and drop their bullshit. Like, it's not your responsibility to try to coddle them and make them feel better for what they did to you, no matter what level this happened on. It's not your responsibility to make them feel better. Put up your boundaries and, like, speak, like, your truth. Say, like, how it affects you. And the thing is, if they try to deny it, then, well, cut it off. Like, you don't need that in your life over here. And it's not your responsibility to coddle them and make them feel better about it. You guys are literally getting a pep talk right now for your thing over here. I mean, I can't find talents yet because you guys are literally being told where you're stuck right now. I mean, I kind of want to see what some talents are, but your stuff is so heavy over here. I mean, I kept seeing cupcakes and decorating. Maybe you guys cook as a way to, you know, kind of get back into yourself and, like, ground yourselves. But it's almost like you guys really try to escape your body because you don't want to have anything to do with it. And these came out together with the Eight of Wands, and we have the Moon reversed. For some of you, this is the reason this is coming out so heavy is it's happening very rapidly. This Eight of Wands energy with this Moon being reversed, this is like nothing's hidden anymore. Like, you getting like a lot of answers very quickly. Eight of Wands is also can be messages of a lot of different things. It can be love, it can be information, it can be opportunities. But it's almost like these are coming through because you're starting to see the truth here. Because instead of the Moon being upright where things are kind of, you know, hidden in the darkness, you're having to use your intuition. It being reversed is like, dude, things are in the open. It's time to see some shit right now. Like, things are getting illuminated. And the Moon doesn't like being in the place where the light's being shown on it completely. It likes to be hidden. This being pulled out like this, it might also hurt you because you're really seeing just how much this energy, whatever this messed up shit is, did to you. But it's like you guys coming to terms with it very quickly with this Eight of Wands energy. This isn't slow energy. High Priest, I was thinking about this card being reversed too. High Priestess reversed is pretty much going along with the Moon saying reversed. Like, you guys are not... Okay, I was trying to say something and it's over here like dinging. I was about to say you guys aren't playing anymore. You guys never were playing, but the thing is you were making excuses for the person. Now you can't make excuses for them. Like, you literally see it for what it is, having both of these reversed and their major arcana. Like, this is fast moving energy where you're getting the truth. For some of you, since we're starting to get somewhere here, some of your talents, the reason you're having trouble here is like, once this block starts lifting, for some of you, okay, bunch of weird stuff coming in with this Eight of Wands. It could be like matchmaking, it can be counseling, some of you it's dancing, Others, you have this very like on point discernment because of this stuff you went through. This wasn't really a natural born gift. This was something that you learned through going through this. It was like developed. Others of you are just insanely intuitive and can pick up on subtle energies, but it's using these things and following what you want that's going to bring you opportunities. And also, while you're moving through this energy very rapidly, you're going to see opportunities for what they are and know when to snag them. Like I said, Ace of Wands. And when I see this, it always makes me think of a dancer. But this is like big creative energy. Like this is opportunities. Like you guys just like literally grabbing things. This is very fast-paced energy for you guys. I really feel like what's happening is you're being told this because as soon as you work through this and put up this boundary, things are going to spring like very quickly into action. Because having these energies of everything's being seen for what it is and having this fast-moving wands energy, not only in movement but also in creation, this is like you guys really coming into your own over here. This is, like I said, you guys had to learn your voice because your voice is going to be very powerful in what you're using with this. But also, see, some of you guys, the reason you're not leaving a certain situation is you feel the security is going to be lost. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know that you don't have true security if you're in this situation. Like, I'm just going to be upfront with you. Because you're always going to be dealing with this energy. But also know that you feeling that you're going to lose this. This could also be you feeling like you're losing something that's like a legacy of yours. Or it could be you literally having an identity crisis by trying to leave this behind. Because a lot of times when things are very deeply connected to us, we actually connect our own identities to it. And going through healing it, it's almost like we're losing ourselves. And we feel like we're falling to pieces. This is where your guys' growth is coming in, and this is like that same energy where it's like it's gonna get better. You guys just have to allow yourself to go through the process. And you guys have the Knight of Pentacles. I should really start saying what cards I'm seeing in my head before they come out. But this right here is like, don't worry about, because a lot of times when people see wands, they're like, oh, it's gonna be like fast in and out energy, it's not going to be stable. No, that's not the case here. Once you guys start working through this, it's going to be a very fast, rapid work through, and you're going to be feeling this change. Thank you for the follow, hun. But once you go through this change, what's going to happen is you're going to start rebuilding. And this is very solid energy right here, having Knight of Pentacles. It's not, you building it up isn't going to happen as fast as you kicked it down, obviously, because Wands energy is a lot more rapid. But once you go through this identity, like, renewal, it's like you're going to take your time building yourself back up, because that sweet release energy over here, you realizing just how much power, ooh, okay, cards, chill. You realizing just how much power you hold in your hand is going to be a huge thing for you. And you guys have the Sun, but it's reversed here. And seeing this, it makes me think of the ego. And when, like, your guys' major arcanas are all reversed, by the way. But okay, this kind of popped out. I'm just going to show you guys. I don't think it's fully with the deck, but it could be a specific message for some of you. You guys really are having, some of you, whoever this is for, are having trouble dealing with gossip and people that are really in your business. And that's this Eight of Wands energy. You're just dealing with bullshit. And it's making it harder for you to move on from this thing. But just know that as soon as you start putting up these boundaries, that shit's gonna change. You're not gonna have to deal with it. It's more like you're kind of stuck in it right now because you're going through the mud. But it'll change very rapidly. Also, it could have been you guys were with someone that cheated, because that Three of Cups reversed energy. But, like I said, building up is going to be slower. The Sun reversed is making me think of the ego, and like I said, our identity and ego can really be wrapped up in things that happen to us, and having to slowly work through, like, what would be considered an ego death, or learning that this kind of thing is not your identity and having to restructure yourself. It's like the Sun is the most positive card with a lot of blessings coming with it. Even reversed, it's still bringing blessings. But going through this is pretty much, it's going to feel heavy. And this is going with like having to learn that whatever this other energy is going through, their pain, their growth, it's not your responsibility. And it's going to be hard. That's why it's going to feel not like this complete happiness thing, because you're going through this heavy growth. And then the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. This is really telling you guys to just, like, you guys have been feeling like you're very alone in this situation and just staying stuck there with it, when in reality you can just walk out of it. Like, no joke. Like, for some of you it might take a little bit longer to walk out of it, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you can check out of it and put your boundaries up, even if you physically can't move yourself quite yet out of it. But you can work towards that while you're still putting up boundaries. You don't need to be somewhere else to start putting up boundaries for yourself. So we have Protected coming out for you guys. You guys are definitely being shown that it's safe to do this. If anything, you're, like I said, there was that mothering energy before. You're having these, like, arms being, like, wrapped around you and telling you, like, just start doing it for yourself instead of fearing, like, it's not even fearing the unknown. You guys are afraid of what you already know. And some of you already know your passions and the opportunities are going to come through as soon as you start doing this. And that's another fear you have. And the thing is, once this starts happening, do not go back to this energy, because more than likely they're going to try to come back. You guys have this light and love energy as well. You guys have major talents when it comes to compassion. And some of you, it's to your detriment over here with making excuses for these people. You have a lot of compassion. Like I said, you guys have a lot of discernment, intuitive, like, energies to you guys, very creative forces that, like, very rapid fire messages for some of you. But you have a lot of trouble listening to your inner voice because of this, the need to make space for it. You guys keep pulling people to you that are like this because you're not putting up the boundaries. You guys are going to keep being told over and over again that you guys are healers, but that you need to let go and you got bittersweet endings and sweet release. You got let go. Like, you guys are just being told that this shit is not worth your time. And if anything, it's just blocking you, because you guys have a lot of very beautiful energy. It's just that it's being sucked dry by this. Infinite abundance. Okay, guys, like, you guys are sitting here worried. For those of you that saw this 10 of Pentacles and got worried, you're going to get infinite abundance on top of your 10 of Pentacles that you were reverse worried about over here. This is like some confirmation, like, you're going to be okay. This is just, you know, it will get better, all this over here. Even if it's rough to start with, it's like, it's not going to stay that way for long. You guys are just getting a whole lot of, oh my gosh, these just flew out. About to say a whole lot of confirmation to do something, and you're like given freedom and time to decide. Like, just flying out over here. Like, do what you want is pretty much what this is doing. Like, you're free to choose what you want to do, but you gotta make a decision. And that decision starts with honoring yourself instead of making excuses for this bullshit. And then bottom of the deck, okay, your sensitivity is your strength, and then you get sensitivity again. You guys are like extremely empathic. Like, you guys could definitely have talents when it comes to healing of any sort, whether that is spiritual healing, medical healing, therapy, whatever it is. You guys have some very deeply connected healing energy. No matter what you do, you just naturally heal people. And that's why you draw this kind of shitty energy to you, because you haven't put up boundaries yet. Once you have boundaries, if people show up with this energy, it's going to be like, no. It's like you can have compassion for them while they're over there. They don't have to be sitting in your energy in order for you to have compassion about where they are on their journey. But this is saying you're becoming more sensitive and you need to make changes, which the changes are literally honoring yourself instead of doing the whole, I don't know how to put this. It's pretty much like this broken record thing. Like, you guys keep attracting the same people when your soul family's sitting over here waiting and waiting and waiting for you guys to, oh my gosh, guys. Boundaries. Only weeds can grow where there is no breathing room. Coming out with boundaries. You guys are being told over and over again, like I'm saying, you guys are only bringing in weeds by not putting up boundaries. You're allowing all this ugly shit to grow where you have this bountiful energy because you're making excuses for it. And we have zealous. Be excited. Every newborn has endless energy. This is talking about you bringing in these new opportunities. Like, literally Ace of Wands. You're bringing in new opportunities purely by putting up boundaries. Like, you have a bunch of beautiful energy literally hidden behind the fact that you're scared to make boundaries and tell people to back off because of their bullshit. See? And you guys have friends. You got soul family and friends coming out in the... Hello. You gonna zoom in? Camera? Gardens are made of many beautifully unique flowers who help each other thrive. There is a big difference between thriving and having this great life and being sucked dry, like I said. You guys are really being told to be more aware of just how much you're allowing people to, like, literally take your energy from you. Some of you might actually be having health issues because of just how much people are taking from you and abusing you in this way. And then we have peace. The stillness within is louder than your surroundings. Like I said, if you guys cannot get away from the environment physically, you can still take control of the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect of yourself. You can still create boundaries in this area, which makes it easier for you to move through your space until you can get somewhere away from this energy if you're physically still around it. If you're not physically around it, then this is telling you, like, it's time to start taking this energy back instead of letting this person, group of people, whatever it is, because there was a Three of Cups reverse that popped out, whoever that was for, because that wasn't for everybody. That was more specific because it just kind of popped out. But some people are really having to deal with either a marriage falling apart or cheating and things like that. If that was yours, this is like you learning that having boundaries up and not sitting here trying to make excuses and say, well, you know, they were in a bad, like, whatever it is that you're doing that's hurting you, it's time to start letting that go and taking back your own energy so you can actually do something with it instead of sitting in this. And for those of you that chose the Smokey Quartz, this was your reading. But Smokey Quartz is all about release, cleansing, grounding for you guys. This is like quartz amplifies, and this smoky energy is like cleansing out negativity. It's like helping you to feel more secure with the grounding while also releasing all this icky shit that's stuck to you. And with quartz amplifying things, clear quartz is a natural amplifier. This is going to make it to where you guys understand where you amplify your good qualities and also amplify your voice. You amplify your ability to speak up and have your boundaries. Because without doing this, you're just going to keep giving your energy away. And this is really great for like environment type cleansing, like cleaning. Literally, you guys need a lot of cleaning. Like, you have release and cleansing and smoky quartz over here. You guys are like in this major like need a cleanse type energy. Some of you might even want to do like things with food, because I kept getting food with you guys. Some of you might be the reason could be that you're trying to it's not just grounding for you, but you're doing it kind of out of a depression type energy. Start feeding yourself better. Like you're worthy of better food, because some of you might just be eating too much junk food in order to satisfy this, like, it's almost like that dopamine thing for doing things, but it's like you're satisfying something else. Like that craving isn't because you want that, it's because you're trying to fill your time. And you guys have so much more to give than giving your energy to this. But let's move on. Let me put it back over there, don't fall. Okay. My last group, my Caribbean Calcite group. Let's see what's going on for your reading. After this one, we're going to be going into the next pickacard. We're going to be putting up new crystals for that pickacard, and I'll show you guys the decks. But this is my last group for the dormant talents you guys have. My Caribbean Calcites. Let's see. Okay, you guys, this is like a running card throughout this whole thing. There are definitely more cards than this in the deck, but obviously we're going to talk about some inner child stuff. It's going to come straight out of your heart, because that's what the inner child is. Laugh more. Some of you, okay, so this is my serious group. This is the ones that are, the reason you're being told to be true to this is because you guys are like the serious ones, like almost like you have this restraint tied around how much you can. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. something tells me that this group is gonna be the group that gets a little bit of a little flip-flop action from your guides, because it seems like they're coming through with some stuff. Dream bigger. You guys are getting a lot of stuff being thrown at you guys that is pretty much, you guys are, okay, plant your feet in the ground. Yeah, you guys are kind of lost in your, how can I put this? Everything is surrounding this painful truth energy. And the fact is, you have this laugh more, dream bigger, like being true to yourself, being grounded, and in the middle, down in the pit of it all, is this painful truth that I feel like you guys are repeating over and over again about never being able to succeed. And this is like a dark seed that's planted way, way, way down. So every time you start doing something that lights you up, all of a sudden you stop. And you guys haven't dealt with this at all. It's like you keep turning away from it. And bottom of the deck, you have speak your truth. Like I said, some of you guys are straight up not dealing. It's like speak your truth and painful truth. You guys are really like running from this. I feel like you guys are visionaries. You really have a different look on the world and like how things can be done. You guys definitely could be people that come up with problem solving. This makes me think, I don't know why I keep getting like life path like 22 type energy, but it's like that pragmatic like solving energy for groups of people. This isn't like small things. This is why it's saying dream bigger. Some of you are really putting yourselves in a box when in reality you have an imagination that can fix a lot of problems. And the thing is with plant your feet in the ground is like being able to ground these ideas. Some of you just straight up are so mean to yourselves that you're saying, well, the fact of the matter is, no matter how much this would help somebody, no one's ever going to listen to me. No one's going to take me seriously. No one's going to believe me. It's like you guys have like all these painful truths that you have like down planted as a seed instead of, you know, what you can actually do. I think I just unplugged my battery. Not my battery, there we go. I just unplugged my charger. But you guys definitely, there's something down in the pit of all this. And you have your sensitivity is your strength. You definitely, you guys are fighting pretty hard with this. Like I said, you guys are very creative visionaries. You have this, you have a lot of things that would solve a lot of problems, and you honestly get very vulnerable when it comes to trying to express these things, and you guys might laugh them off as silly ideas because you'd rather, it's almost like you're trying to protect your heart from someone rejecting your idea by making fun of it before someone else can. Laugh more does not mean put yourself down. Laugh more is being present in the moment and seeing the beauty in things, not in hurting yourself. Yeah, embrace your gifts. You guys need to trust yourself. You guys put yourself down in the stuff you do before anyone else can. You're so quick. Some of you got this from passed on lineage because your ancestors are cheering you on over here. Like some of you got gifts that were passed down. It could have been traditions that were passed down. This kind of energy is very much, you could feel guilty about not carrying on traditions as well that were passed on to you. Or you could feel that it's your responsibility. There's something here about you guys being very serious and not really allowing yourself to embrace your true nature. Like there's something that is very vulnerable, but it's also something that is very binding that you guys have. And you have trust your wisdom, trust your inner wisdom. Okay, this is just a lot of trust for you guys. Trust yourselves, trust your inner wisdom. I feel like there's a lot more of a nature vibe for you guys too. You definitely, some of you with this ancestor energy, you definitely could be more connected to nature depending on your lineage. And it could be why this hurts is because you might feel a little disconnected with what's gone on. Like possibly there was a generation in your family that completely dropped traditions and you want to learn them, and it's like the more you try to learn them, it's like, you know, you learn gifts, but at the same time it's like you're being looked at as the black sheep for going after it, when your ancestors are over here like, yes, you're doing the thing, we are proud of you, please don't let these other people make you feel like you are a laughing stock. And Merman. And then we have your light belongs to you for a reason. Yeah, you guys, the people that are really trying to knock this out of you, like they know already. And your passion is your path coming out too. Seriously, visionary energy. You guys have so much visionary energy where you can literally create a different energy in the world. But you guys are really stuck in this energy of this pain. Like anytime you try to access it, like you feel guilty about something. You feel guilty about following the thing that makes you unique. I do pick a card, not the individuals, so there's not a notepad type thingy. And then we have make your healing your priority. You guys really, like I said, you're running from it. You're running from it a lot. The fact that you have these gifts, that you know you do, that you feel embarrassed by them, that you make fun of them so other people can't. Like your ideas, whatever these are, like you guys are dreamers. And you definitely are being told to dream bigger, like instead of putting yourself in this box, because it's painful. Because anytime you feel like you speak up, you're ridiculed, or like you need to make fun of yourself before someone else does. You guys really have trouble with being vulnerable. And you have the star being reversed. You guys really feel like this is hopeless. Daydreaming, to me, it depends on, sorry, my camera, it depends on what you're daydreaming about. Because with this energy, for this group, daydreaming I feel is a good thing. Because you guys are very visionary. You guys are very like open-minded. But at the same time, what can happen is as soon as you guys do something, it's like you start going to this painful place where you want to bury it. What you guys need to start doing while you're daydreaming when you come up with ideas is you need to make a foundation out of them. You need to write them. You need to do something where you pull them out of your head before you shut them down, because this star is you guys feeling hopeless. You feel like you're a hopeless case where it's like anytime you try to go after something you want, it's like it's not going to work. And you guys are pretty much doing a self-fulfilling prophecy because you stop it before it can even get off the ground. You make it a mockery before someone else can, when in reality there's probably people that have thought in the past, like, you know, that was a really great idea, but they kind of scoffed it off. You have the devil reversed. Okay, you guys are definitely... You guys have some very dark ways of thinking. This is what I'm... Ten of Cups. Okay. This Ten of Cups right here has like this like happy walk and then someone looking back at where they came from. Some of you, like I said, this ancestor energy, having both the star and the devil moving towards this Ten of Cups energy, it's like being able to look back and realize there's certain things that didn't work out. There's certain like habits you have that are very unhealthy. And realizing that working through these and starting to embrace what you have and what you've been given instead of fighting it and feeling guilty for even having it is actually going to bring you this fulfillment. It's going to bring you what you're looking for. And there's people celebrating you, even if like around you currently you don't see anybody like celebrating you, because some people can be haters. But this energy is more you being able to separate the pain from the fact that you're allowed to be happy. Like I said, you guys got some gossipy haters with this freaking Three of Cups reversed and this Two of Swords. A lot of your decisions come from the shit that other people talk. And like I said, some of you start talking shit about yourself before others can, just so you don't feel the letdown of possibly, you know, you really liking your idea and someone crushing it. You guys are very, very hard on yourselves. I feel like this painful truth is that you're your own worst enemy. And you get the Five of Swords after I said that. You guys are your own worst enemy. You guys are visionaries that put blinders on yourselves. And you get the Hanged Man when I said that. You guys have this ability to really see beyond what others do, whether that's in a psychic sense or that's like literal, like you guys are problem solvers. You can see the root of the problem and what you need to do. You have this perspective that other people don't have. But at the center of this, it's like, you know, it would make you really happy to be accepted and everything, but you guys honestly feel like it is never going to happen. So you just keep shooting yourself in the foot, basically. And it doesn't matter how differently you look at the world, if you can't start seeing yourself as someone, like literally as the visionary that you are, then you're going to keep going back to this Five of Swords. You're going to keep going back to this internal conflict that you have, where all you do is you replay what you think people are going to say because of things that have already happened. And bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Cups. You guys are a well of ideas, like a literal endless well, having the Ace of Cups, and you get the Ten of Cups too. You guys are being shown you have like this endless flow of ideas, of creativity, all these different things. You have an endless flow to it, but you literally come in and stifle it. Like, you come in and say no, and you cut it off instead of allowing it to be its full potential. And it's because you're afraid of it. You keep putting yourself in these things like, I'm hopeless and it's not going to work out, when in reality it is, as soon as you start actually trusting yourself and knowing that you have great ideas. And we have light and love for you guys, bringing some divine healing to the world over here. And you can't bring divine healing to the world if you're sitting here saying that you're a mockery to other people. I mean, like I said, this is visionary energy. This is like big picture energy. This isn't like the little like running around gossiping groups kind of energy. This is being way out above that. Some of you really need to have some peace of mind by yourself, because this is you getting down and understanding why. Why do you do this to yourself when you have all these talents? And you got animals coming out too. You guys definitely have a sensitivity to you that you don't like showing to people. Like I said, you guys really stick up this thing where you really stick your neck out and make fun of yourself before anyone can say anything. Some of you definitely have ideas around certain things with wildlife. Like I said, you guys don't have these small ideas. Some of you have very expansive ideas when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to how to take care of the planet, when it comes to different ways of bringing certain energies into different workplaces. It could be that you feel like there's like certain workplaces that could really use like some sprucing up with like, you know, feng shui or something. But it's like you guys have a thing where you guys feel the energy of a room, or the energy of like, I don't know how far you guys can feel energy, because to be honest with you, like I said, this is visionary energy. This is like a whole out of the box perspective that you guys are trying to squish down into something when there isn't a something to squish it into. And that's why this is so painful for you guys. Literally get spiritual teacher after I say that. So yeah, some of you definitely, the reason why you knock yourself down is because you don't want people to be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, when this is something that's like coming from a different space than just a book you read. You guys don't operate from, oh my god, this card's bothering me. You guys don't operate from a space that you can really prove, if that makes sense, because people are always wanting proof. Like, how do you know this? Where do I go read this? And the thing is, everything that we read had to come from somewhere. It came from some person that was a visionary. And when you're a visionary, like, you know, my group here, you're a visionary. This is visionary energy. When you have visionary energy, there isn't going to be someone that you can copy paste their shit and be able to make it yours. And that's the painful truth here. You have to put out this energy that can be completely ridiculed, and you have to learn to trust the fact that this is yours. Like, this is coming from your space, and you don't have to worry about other people's opinions. Some people have this opinion literally because they are insecure. Others don't want to be open-minded. It's like people that go and put down others for how they believe, it's because they're lacking something. There are going to be people that connect to you in such a way because of how you're expressing these different things, and because of your outlook, that it's going to help them realize that they can do what they need to. This is like inspiring, motivational energy, very like open and broadened energy. But you guys have to allow it and realize you're standing in your way. Infinite abundance. Yeah, okay. This is a definite, like I was saying with that Ace of Cups, you guys have like this infinite flow of this stuff. That's why it's like you can't tell someone to go like, oh, look at this page on the internet for what I'm talking about. It's like you are the page on the internet. So where else is it gonna come from? You guys are the source of it. It's coming out of you, speaker. It's coming out of you. We're just going to keep getting more and more back-to-back things that are telling you guys, you are the ones that need to do this. It's not going to like come out of some other place, and that's why it hurts when you're ridiculed. And I said definitely that some of you guys are really connected to nature. And this is like literally saying working with like flowers, with nature and everything is literally part of your gifts. Some of you, it's like you have like I said, you guys have different views on things, and you're meant to teach people these views. Like you ridiculing them before you say anything is literally blocking off helping other people, because you're really going to help others by finally opening up and moving past this. And you have writing coming out also. You guys have so many ideas about, and it's like helping, it's fixing things. It's like how we can make solutions instead of more problems. And the thing is, you guys are probably, oh shoot, your guys' cars just flew all over the thing over here. Let me find them. Come here. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry. I am trying to reach your guys' cards. They like flew all over Timbuktu over here while I was trying to shuffle them. Believe. The first step is just the beginning, so enjoy the ride. So, like I said, you guys need to start and keep going instead of like, I'm still trying to get your card because that thing flew over here. There we go. So, you guys need to start and then keep going instead of starting and then trying to put up a wall around what you're doing and close it in and then like kind of shut it down before it gets anywhere. You got to keep going with it. This one also flew out. Come here. Which is death. A quiet mind is worth the empty space. Which is literally your guys' problem over here with this painful truth energy. Like, you guys need this quieting of the mind, something fierce. Because you guys really get in your way. And it's kind of this is something that happens when you are a visionary. Because you doubt your own vision. You doubt what comes to you naturally, and it's really hard to push past that. Especially if there's no one else saying the same thing as you, and you're just kind of like off on your own somewhere, like wondering like why the hell you're thinking this way. And then we have acceptance. Oh, come here. Hold the lilies, welcome death to what would never be. Yeah, you guys gotta let go. Especially if you guys are the visionaries and saying like, oh, like I should be working a 9-to-5 job. I'm sorry, you are never gonna be happy at a 9-to-5. You guys are over here like, you're supposed to be dreaming big. You're supposed to be like, you know, moving past the stage of feeling hopeless and moving into like this higher perspective energy. It's just not gonna happen, guys, and you need to quit pigeonholing yourself down into this place where it's like, well, my truth is that I'm a failure, and it's like, no, that is what you fear, that is what your ego's putting up as protection, so that way you don't feel like you failed at your one thing that you wanted to do in your life. You're being called to do these things because it's a natural nature in you. Like literally this energy is such like an easy flowing type energy that, I mean, it's like the Ace of Cups. It's endless. You guys just have all these bountiful ideas that are waiting for you to like put them down on paper, put them down, paint them, whatever it is, however your stuff comes to you, it's waiting for you to actually start allowing it instead of like kicking it around and debasing it all over the place. And then we have falling. The drop may seem scary, but it is never a waste. This is a big trust thing. Big trust thing. And you guys have a huge problem with trust. And accepting. Like, you guys have a huge problem with trusting these gifts you have and accepting them, because they're, in lack of other words, they're weird. And you guys are over here like being told to heal this aspect of yourself that you feel is weird, because what it is unique. Weird and unique things are great. I mean, we're in freaking this Aquarius energy right now. Like, if anything, this is the most accepted energy, is having that individuality and being known for it. So the more you guys allow this and you allow these energies to come out, instead of like sitting here and telling yourself that what the real truth is that, oh, this is obviously way over my head and I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, don't pay attention to what I just said. It was, I was just making a joke. It's like, the more you guys put yourself down and you don't believe in yourselves, it's almost like you're shutting off your own talent. Because you guys have natural talent for this stuff. You have natural talent for speaking and getting other people. It's like a magnet that you guys have to draw people to you and to your causes, and to really like ignite passion in people to go after their dreams too, just by being yourself and sharing your visions with people. Some of you could be claircognizant or clairvoyant and actually have visions, because I keep saying visionary, but that could be like that type of gift, and that's why you're afraid of sharing it, because it's like, oh my gosh, people are gonna think I'm cuckoo. But it's like, you know, sometimes, I mean, freaking Beyonce said she imagined like her whole freaking concert like down to a T, and you see how that went. Like, she's a visionary for all her stuff. The same thing with Billie Eilish. She's a complete visionary. And it's like, people are talking more and more about, it's like, I just take the idea I have in my head and I put it down and I do it exactly how I see it. That's what being a visionary is. It's like, instead of allowing all the outside energy to come in, what you're doing is you're just pulling the energy out and putting it down and saying, this is exactly how I want to do it. And that's it. But that's what I'm seeing for my Caribbean Calcite group, for those that chose this one. And for this crystal, it is very soothing. It's very calming. It's also one, since it's like blues and greens, it really works with the throat chakra and the heart chakra. So it's like having this very calming speaking energy, but it's also allowing yourself to kind of flow more. It's like that creativity that's more of a flow state. How long have I been doing tarot? I was very young when I got an interest in it. I got more interested in astrology first, because I do astrology and tarot. But when I'm talking about weird cases, I'm a weird case. I just understood things. And I was made to feel really outcast because I understood things, but at the same time I was used for what I knew. So it was like a very polarizing thing. I had to grow up and heal and realize that my gifts are mine. But I started very young. with pretty much everything. Like, I was drawing charts by hand when I was 11. So I just kind of had that stuff. That's why I love doing this. Because it, like I said, you have to learn the natural extension of yourself and not allow other people to come in and say, oh, you're doing it wrong. Because we all have our own way of doing things. And I'm glad you asked that, because I feel like that's what actually happens with this group a lot, is like, just because you get it in a different way than say, oh, I went to school, like, because like I by no means am putting down how people learn about things, because some people do a lot better, like, you know, say going to astrology school or something for 15 years or whatever, like whatever it is. I never went to a school. I never properly sat down and like read a thing. I'm just doing things, and that's like how my stuff works. The more open I am to just doing it instead of trying to find a rhyme or reason why it's happening, the better it goes. If I'm trying to explain away like where it came from, when honestly there's no way to pull from where it came from, it's like you start doubting yourself. And that's what I did for a very long time, even though things kept being thrown in my face that there was no reason to doubt it.